Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into something that's really got people talking.
Yeah, it's pretty wide.
AI video generation.
That's right.
So I know we've all heard a ton about AI lately,
Right.
but this feels different, you know? Like next level.
It is. It really is.
We're talking about making videos just like the ones we watch all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but without cameras,
Yeah,
without crews.
exactly.
All you need is, well, an idea.
And a keyboard,
That's it, a keyboard.
pretty much. Leading the charge here is OpenAI.
Ah, the chatgpt folks.
Very same, and their new creation is called Sora
Sora.
to Zora.
Okay, so what's the big deal? Can I seriously just type, like, cat riding a unicorn through a rainbow sky?
Haha, no.
And poof, I've got my video.
I wish it were that simple, but it's getting close.
Okay, so how close are we talking?
Sora uses this really powerful AI model
Mm-hmm.
trained on like a ridiculous amount of images and videos.
Oh, wow.
So it gets how things move, how objects relate, even different styles.
So it's not just random. It actually understands something about what makes a video a video.
Exactly. Now, you can't just throw any old phrase at it and expect a masterpiece.
Right, right.
But if you give it detailed prompts,
Uh-huh.
it can generate some pretty incredible stuff.
Okay, see, now that's what I'm talking about.
Aha!
But
Yeah.
before we go full on, how does it work? I gotta know why.
Why?
Why is OpenAI even doing this? Is it just about making, like, cool clips for TikTok?
No. They've got much bigger ambitions for Sora.
Oh.
3 key reasons, actually, they've talked about publicly.
Okay, all right, lay them on me.
Yeah.
What's fueling this AI video revolution?
Well, first off, empowering creatives for forever making videos has been this
Yes.
complicated, expensive thing, special skills, equipment, you name it.
Right, right.
So Sora has the potential to, democratize that whole process.
Oh, interesting.
Anyone with an idea and internet, suddenly they're a filmmaker.
So it's not about replacing human artists, it's more like giving them new tools.
Exactly. OpenAI calls it like a digital paintbrush for video.
I like that.
It's not about replacing creativity. It's about giving it new ways to exist.
Okay, starting to see the bigger picture here. Reason number 2.
How we interact with AI.
Okay.
Think about it. We communicate with so much more than just text, right?
Oh, totally. Body language, facial expressions.
Exactly.
And, yeah, obviously video itself.
OpenAI's thinking is if AI is going to be truly useful, it needs to get all that.
Makes sense. I mean, we learn a ton from watching videos. Everything from, like, fixing a leaky faucet to documentaries.
Right.
Imagine AI that can understand all that.
It could revolutionize how we learn,
Yeah.
make info accessible to people who maybe they can't read or learn better visually.
Wow, that's a lot to think about.
Yeah, the possibilities are huge.
Okay, all right, you got me on the edge of my seat now. What's reason number 3?
This one might be the most profound. OpenAI sees this as a step towards AGI.
PGI.
Artificial General Intelligence. It's a term that gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe unpack that a little. What is it exactly?
Basically, an AI that can understand, learn, do anything a human can intellectually.
Whoa. Okay, and why is video important for that?
Because it's complex X, video's got motion, physics, emotions, stories, it's all in there.
So to truly get the world, AI needs to get video.
Exactly. OpenAI is not just making cool clips, they're pushing the boundaries of what AI can grasp.
Okay, that's pretty mind-blowing. So even if I'm not, like, a filmmaker, this stuff could still impact my life in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. Healthcare, education, research, even just your day-to-day.
Wow. Okay, so we've got the why down. Now, how about the how? What makes Sora so different?
Well, one thing is the videos it makes, they're not just visually cool. They're
Right.
realistic, like really realistic.
So we're not talking about those, early AI videos that looked all clunky and fake.
No. Sora's using something called diffusion modeling.
Diffusion modeling, that sounds kind of technical.
It is, but imagine a swimming pool, crystal clear, right?
Okay, got it.
Now drop one tiny drop of ink in.
It'll spread out, right? Like diffuse through the whole pool.
Exactly, and eventually the whole pool's that color.
Right.
Now imagine you want to reverse that.
Go from that mixed up color back to one drop. Sounds tough.
It is tough, and that's basically what diffusion modeling does, but with videos.
I see. So it starts with, like, visual chaos and then refines it.
Yes, step by step, until you get a coherent, realistic video.
Wow. So it's like working backwards.
You could say that.
Okay, that's amazing. So we've got the why, we've got the how. Now I need to know What can you do with this thing?
Well, first off, it's more than just typing in a prompt.
Oh,
There's this feature called storyboard.
storyboard. So like I'm planning out my video scene by scene.
Precisely, like a comic book artist laying out their panels.
Interesting.
You give it the key moments, the actions,
Mm-hmm.
and Sora fills in the visual gaps.
Okay, that's where it gets really interesting. How much detail can you give it?
Oh, tons. Camera angles, character movement, even the emotions you want to convey.
No way.
And then Sora takes those basic instructions
Yeah.
and generates these incredibly nuanced, dynamic scenes.
So I could say storyboard a robot walking a dog through a futuristic city.
Mm-hmm.
And Sora wouldn't just make the visuals, it'd figure out like how the robot walks, how the dog's tail wags.
Exactly. Even the lighting, the atmosphere, all of it.
This is crazy. And that's just one feature, right? What else
Wow.
can you do?
Oh, there's a ton. Manipulate camera movements, lighting, apply different art styles, even combine multiple videos seamlessly.
Oh, and back up. Combined videos, how does that work?
One of Sora's best features is blending and looping different segments.
Oh, wow.
You could take a video of like a busy city street, blend it with a peaceful forest.
Seamlessly.
Seamlessly. It's like having a magic video editor. You can create these unreal transitions, play with time and space.
I can already imagine the crazy stuff people are going to make.
Oh, me too.
Okay, but before we get too carried away, back to reality for a sec. Who actually gets to use this thing? Is it available now?
Well, like with any new tech this powerful, they're rolling it out slowly.
Right.
Right now, it's US and a few other countries, more coming later.
Ah, okay. So assuming I'm lucky enough to be in one of those places, what do I got to do? Waiting list? Sell a kidney.
Uh-huh. No kidney selling required. It's tied to OpenAI subscriptions.
Oh, interesting.
So if you've got ChatGPT Plus or Pro, you're in.
So it's not a separate product then?
Not yet, anyway. It's all part of that OpenAI ecosystem.
Which, from a business perspective, I get it.
Yeah.
These AI models, they're resource intensive, got to pay for all that somehow.
Right. So details. What kind of access does, say, ChatGPT Plus get me? Can I make unlimited videos? Plus gets you 50 video generations a month.
Okay.
Which is a good amount to start with.
Yeah, that's pretty decent, actually.
Right?
But what if I'm like a video making machine? Need more than that.
Then ChatGPT Pro is your friend.
Oh.
Unlimited video generations.
Whoa, unlimited. Okay, my inner child is very happy right now.
I bet. But there is a catch.
There's always a catch.
Even with unlimited, there's a queue system.
A queue. So even if I'm pro, I might have to wait.
Yeah, they prioritize requests based on a bunch of factors, so sometimes there's a bit of a wait.
Okay, that makes sense.
Could imagine.
That server load, right? Make sure everyone gets a fair shot.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got the why, the how, and the who down. But there's one big question I think we got to address.
Oh, and what's that?
Responsibility. We're talking about tech that can make incredibly realistic videos. Videos that can be used for, well, good things and bad things.
Absolutely.
How's OpenAI dealing with that? What's to stop someone from making, I don't know, fake news, propaganda?
That's huge EE, and it's something OpenAI takes very seriously. From the start, they've been all about responsible AI development.
So not just like unleash it into the world and see what happens.
No way. They're proactive about risks, putting safeguards in place.
Give me some specific, what are they actually doing to make sure Sora is used ethically?
First off, they were super careful about the data they used to train Sora's AI. Filtered out anything like harmful, offensive, biased.
Like building in ethics from the ground up.
Right. Plus, they've got strict content moderation policies. Any video that breaks their guidelines, it's flagged, removed.
Okay, that makes sense. But who decides what those guidelines are? Isn't there a risk of, censorship, limiting creativity?
Yeah, those are valid concerns. OpenAI's been pretty transparent about it, though. They've published the guidelines. They're asking for feedback from users, experts, trying to find that balance.
Sounds like they're really putting thought into this. But let's be real. No system's perfect, right? What if someone finds a way to, get around those safeguards? Uses Sora for bad stuff.
That's always a risk, unfortunately. But OpenAI is constantly updating their systems, trying to stay ahead of the game.
Right.
They're also working with, policymakers and researchers to figure out the bigger societal implications.
So it's a constantly evolving thing as the tech changes.
Absolutely. A collaborative effort.
All right. I think we've covered a ton of ground here in this first part of our dive. Why Sora exists, how it works, who gets to use it, even touched on the ethical side of things. But there's still so much more to unpack.
There is.
Next time, we'll dig into the potential impact of Sora on everything from traditional filmmaking to how we consume media every day.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. So until then, Keep those imaginations fired up, and we'll see you back here soon to continue our deep dive into Sora and the future of video.
Sounds good. So yeah, picking up where we left off, it feels like we're on the edge of something massive, like truly game-changing. You know how the printing press like blew up how we spread info?
Yeah.
So it could do that for video, how we make it, how we watch it, the whole thing.
It's exciting, sure, but also kind of, I don't know, scary. Like, are we giving machines too much power over creativity?
I get that. But think of it this way, Sora's not here to replace human creativity.
Right.
It's more about like amplifying it.
Okay.
Give a painter new brushes, a musician a new instrument, that sort of thing.
Okay, I can see that.
The creativity still comes from us. The tool just gives us more ways to express it, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. But it still makes me wonder about, like, the future of filmmaking. If anyone can make crazy special effects with AI,
Right.
what happens to those big-budget movies?
A lot of folks in Hollywood are asking that same question right now. Will studios still spend millions on sets, CGI, when AI can do similar stuff? I don't have a crystal ball, but I think we'll see a shift.
A shift in what way?
Instead of focusing on, blowing people away with visuals, filmmakers might go back to what really matters. Good characters, strong stories, real emotion.
So back to basics, but with AI to help tell those stories better.
Exactly. Imagine indie filmmakers making amazing visuals on a tiny budget, new directors with unique visions, no more limitations of the old ways.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Like when music production went digital, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly anyone can make pro-sounding stuff at home.
Perfect analogy. And we got all these new genres, new artists popping up. I think film could be the same. More voices, more stories, more perspectives.
More stories. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
But let's be real. Isn't there a risk of just, like, flooding the market with AI content?
Yeah.
Does anything stand out there?
I hear you. Too much of anything, even good stuff, can be a problem.
Yeah.
But I think people are smart. They'll still crave real, quality, meaningful stuff.
So even if AI can make anything, we'll still want that human touch, that spark you can't fake.
Absolutely. You can have a technically flawless AI song, but it's a human voice with its flaws and emotion. That really gets to you.
Yeah.
Video will be the same.
Okay, so that's kind of the pro filmmaker side of things.
Yeah.
But what about the rest of us? How does Sora change how we experience video every day?
That's where things get really interesting. I think we're already seeing it, honestly, with TikTok, Instagram, all that short-form video stuff.
Right, people are making and sharing more video than ever.
And Sora will just make it easier. More people expressing themselves, telling stories through video.
So we go from just watching to, like, everyone's a creator now.
Yeah, exactly. Make a birthday message for a friend with, like, custom animations, help your neighbor fix something with a quick tutorial video, anything.
Like having a personal video editor on call 24/7.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And it goes beyond just fun stuff. Think about education.
Education.
Okay, how so?
Imagine lessons that adapt to how you learn best. Visualize tough concepts. Experience history firsthand.
So instead of just passively watching, you're really in it, learning by doing.
Exactly. AI could make learning so much more engaging and personalized.
This is blowing my mind. Okay, personalized entertainment, creativity, education. What else? Where else does this tech reach?
Oh man, marketing and advertising are about to get flipped on their heads.
How so?
Imagine ads that are made just for you based on your interests, what you like.
That's a little creepy, but also kind of already happening, right? Like those targeted ads that feel like they're reading my mind.
Exactly. But with AI, it'll be way more sophisticated, engaging, and yeah, maybe a bit more invasive too.
So, good and bad, as always. Right. More relevant ads, sure, but also big questions about privacy, data security.
Yeah, definitely something to think about.
Absolutely. It's about finding that balance.
Yeah.
Using the power of this tech for good, but protecting ourselves too.
Okay, I think we're going to need a whole other deep dive just on AI ethics.
Oh, probably.
But for now, let's stick with this. What about jobs? If AI can make videos, write scripts, even direct, what happens to the people who do those jobs?
That's the big fear, right? Robots taking over. And yeah, some jobs will change, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'd rather focus on the opportunities.
So not AI versus humans, but AI with humans.
Exactly. If AI handles the boring, repetitive stuff,
Yeah.
humans are free to do what we're good at. Empathy, intuition, that artistic vision.
So instead of being scared, we learn to use AI to make ourselves better.
That's the idea. Adapt, learn new skills, find ways to work with these tools. The future belongs to those who can do that.
This is so interesting, and I feel like we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah, we've only just begun.
So where do we even go from here?
Well, first, remember, we're still early days with all this AI stuff. What we're seeing now is just the tip of the iceberg.
So it's going to get even crazier.
Oh, absolutely. Think how much AI's changed in just a few years. Now imagine 5, 10, 20 years from now.
Okay, I'm equal parts terrified and excited now.
That's the right attitude. But before we get too lost in the future, what's happening right now with AI video? What trends are we seeing?
Good question.
Well, the realism is getting mind-blowing. Sometimes you can't even tell it's AI.
Really? And it's only going to get harder to tell.
Oh, yeah. Better AI models, better rendering techniques. We'll see even more realistic, immersive experiences.
So like those sci-fi movies where people live in virtual worlds, that could actually happen.
It's not impossible. Makes you think about what's real, what's digital. The lines are blurring.
That's wild.
But beyond just how real it looks, it's also getting easier to use, more accessible.
What do you mean?
As these AI tools get simpler, cheaper, more people will make videos, everyone with a smartphone, suddenly they're Spielberg.
Like the early internet, when anyone could make a website and share their thoughts.
Exactly. AI video could be just as revolutionary for storytelling, for creativity.
But let's not forget the downsides. What are some of the risks with all this?
The big one is responsibility. Making sure this tech gets used for good, not for harm.
Yeah, you mentioned that before. Fake videos, propaganda, it's a scary thought.
Absolutely. And that's why talking about rules, ethics, it's so important. We need to find that balance. Amazing creative potential, but protection from misuse.
So it's not just about the tech, it's about the choices we make with it.
Exactly. It's about shaping a future where AI helps us create, connect, but in a way that's safe and benefits everyone.
Glad we're having this conversation. Easy to get swept up in the excitement and forget about the bigger picture.
I know, right?
So what can our listeners do to be part of this? What should they take away from all this?
First off, stay informed. Learn about AI video, what it can do, what it can't. And don't be afraid to ask questions, raise concerns, be part of the conversation.
Great advice. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this part of our dive. But don't worry, we'll be back soon for the final part, where we'll explore some of those bigger, more philosophical questions about this whole AI video thing.
Can't wait. It's going to be a good one.
Me too. So until then, keep those imaginations going, and we'll see you back here soon for the grand finale of our deep dive into Sora and the future of video. Welcome back, everyone. Phew, we've covered a lot of ground already with this Sora thing.
We have, from how it actually works to what it could mean for, like, movies, education, you name it.
Right. My head's still spinning a little.
It's a lot, that's for sure. But now I think it's time to, like, zoom out even further.
Zoom out. What do you mean?
Well, so far we've mostly talked about Sora as a tool, right? It's something to help creators make video making easier.
Yeah.
But what if it gets so easy, so good, that the videos it makes, we can barely tell they're not real?
You're talking about those deep fakes everyone's worried about.
That's part of it, but it's bigger than that. Think about how much of our lives is already through screens.
Right. True. We watch news, movies, even talk to family and friends over video chat.
Exactly. So what happens when we can't even trust what we're seeing anymore?
Yeah, that's a little unsettling, not gonna lie.
It is. If anyone can make any reality they want, what happens to, like, our shared idea of truth?
Big questions. I don't know if I have the answers.
Me neither. But it's like any technology, right? It's a tool, can be used for good or bad.
Like the printing press was used for amazing things, anti-propaganda.
Right. Internet connects us, but also creates those filter bubbles, echo chambers.
So it all comes down to us, how we choose to use this stuff.
I think so. We got to get good at critical thinking, understanding how media works, not just blindly believing everything we see online.
So it's not enough to teach people how to use these AI tools. You got to teach them how to think about them too.
Exactly. Discerning consumers, responsible creators, that's the goal.
Okay, so that's the whole misinformation trust thing. What other big kind of philosophical questions does this raise?
Well, the one that I keep coming back to is, what does this mean for creativity?
Yeah, if an AI can make any video, any image, does that mean human artists are out of luck?
I don't think so. But it will make us reevaluate what we consider creative, you know?
So maybe instead of just technical skill, how realistic something looks.
Right.
We'll focus more on the human side. Emotions, personal stories, the stuff AI can't replicate.
That's it. You can have a perfectly made AI song, but it's the human voice with all its imperfections that truly resonates.
I get that.
Video is going to be the same way.
So again, it's not AI taking over, it's figuring out how to work together.
Yeah. Imagine, like, Human imagination and AI working side by side. What could we create?
Okay, so misinformation, trust, creativity, AI as a partner.
Yeah.
Anything else on that list of mind-blowing questions?
One more that keeps me up at night. Identity. What happens when we can make digital versions of ourselves that are like perfect copies?
Oh, wow, we're already seeing that in games, right?
Yeah.
People spending hours making their characters look just right.
Exactly. But with AI video, this could be like next level virtual meetings where everyone's an avatar talking to loved ones online, but it feels like they're really there.
It's like we're living in a sci-fi movie. But also makes you wonder, where does our real self end and the digital one begin?
That's the question. What does it even mean to be human in a world like that?
Yeah, uncharted territory, for sure. Exciting, but also kind of scary.
Definitely. And I don't have all the answers. Nobody does. But we got to talk about it, right? Figure out how to use this tech in a way that benefits us, doesn't dehumanize us.
So what's the main thing you want people listening to take away from all this?
I want them to feel both amazed and, well, responsible. Amazed by what AI can do, but responsible for making sure it's used for good.
I like that.
A sense of wonder, Andy, caution, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a great place to end it.
I agree. This has been a really thought-provoking conversation.
It has. And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep those imaginations fired up. The future of video is just getting started, and it's going to be wild. Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and most importantly, keep asking questions.